is going on today, fam? So we are back again, and I want to talk about something that I'm into with my car, which is tracking it. So I've done a lot of research on what does and doesn't work. You know, people have certain recipes on what they think a track car should have, and I have my own. So I'm gonna share that with you. So there are certain mods I think you should do to a C5 track car. So I'm talking about a budget track car, the bare minimums you want to do to get on track. So number one, and perhaps the most important, are tires. So the stock C5 tires are run flats. That is no bueno for the track. It's not something you want to run. So I recommend that you get you a good 200 treadwear tire in your size. What I run on my personal C5Z is Federal 595 RS Pros. They are a very affordable 200 treadwear tire. I think it was around $550 for all four tires that I'm running. They are a very good tire, but in that 200 treadwear, you have a lot of different options. I think the NTO5s are 200 treadwear. You got the Falcon RT615Ks at 200 treadwear. There's a lot of different tires, but you want to have a good tire because you can add all the power in the world, but if you can't put it down, it is pointless. Number two, you want to get you a good set of shocks. You do not necessarily need to go to a full-blown coilover, but it is worth it to upgrade your shocks. The shocks that I have installed on my personal C5 are the DRM, the Doug Ripley Motorsports Revalve Bilstein shocks. So a lot of C5 owners like to run the Bilstein shocks because they are affordable, but DRM takes it one step further and they revalve them with their special valving, and they perform a lot better than just stock Bilstein shocks. So I have those installed on mine. I think they were around $400. A great mod, and I definitely recommend it. They offer better body control and a more planted feeling ride. Number three, you need to upgrade your brake pads. Get some stainless steel lines and some good fluid. What I am running in my Corvette for brake pads are Carbotex. I am running the XP10s in the front and the XP8s in the rear. So the reason why I'm running two different pads is because your front needs a more aggressive pad because it does most of the braking, and your rears you want a less aggressive pad as to not lock up the rears during heavy braking. Most track cars run a staggered braking setup with the more aggressive pads being in the front and the least aggressive pads being in the rear. So stainless steel lines, you can go with your manufacturer of choice. I forget who I'm even running on my car, if I'm being honest with you. Oh, I'm running Willwood stainless steel lines, yeah. But the brake fluid I run is the ATE Type 200 brake fluid because it comes in a 1 liter can and it is very affordable compared to Motul 600 or any of your other big brand brake fluids, and it only offers a slightly lower peak boiling point, so it's a good value for your money. So make sure you check that out. Number four, this one might not be necessary, but I think it's a good mod because it will help you to feel a lot more comfortable in the car, and that's a new shifter. The stock C5 shifter is like shifting a truck, if we're being real. It doesn't feel good, the shift knob doesn't feel good, the throw does not feel good, and it's not confidence inspiring. So what a aftermarket aftermarket short shifter will do is it will make the shifts a lot more direct, and you'll have more confidence that you're going into the right gear, also making your gear shifts quicker, which is another benefit. I am running a MGW. It is common knowledge in the Corvette community that that is the best shifter you can get for the Corvette, hands down. I think it's also the most expensive, but it was money well spent, and it is one of my favorite mods. Number 5, get rid of those seats. Do yourself a favor right now. Throw them in the trash. Actually, don't throw them in the trash. People love to buy C5 Z06 seats. So if you have those in good condition, you can sell those, make a good little bit of money. I think it's like $600 for a set you can get for them. But you want to get you a good racing seat. Why do you need this? The stock Corvette seat in the C5 has no lateral support. So what that means is when you are going through, let's say, a right-hand corner and your body wants to slide left, there's nothing to catch you. So your body is doing this and you have to hold yourself up with your left thigh. And that takes away from your driving experience because you have to focus energy on controlling your body movements instead of focus on what the car is doing. Also, because of this, it feels like you're sitting on top of the car instead of in the car. So it makes you feel less connected to the chassis and it makes you have less confidence, which will make you probably drive a bit worse. So definitely get you a new seat. Number 6, personal preference, but that stock steering wheel is huge, it is bulky, and it is terrible. Get you an aftermarket 350 millimeter steering wheel ASAP. Also, think about a quick release. When you get that aftermarket seat, if you get a fixed bucket seat, you will have probably issues with hitting your knees on the steering wheel when you go to get out. So with the quick release, you would just be able to pull it like that, put your steering wheel on the dash, and push yourself up. I am running the personal Grinta 350 millimeter mirror steering wheel with an NRG conversion hub and an NRG quick release. I love my setup. It is absolutely amazing. I forgot to mention the seat I am running in my car, will be running, is the Sparco Grid QRT. And it is an amazing seat for the money. I will be sure to link that in the description. Number 7, super important. Change all of your fluids. Starting with your engine. What you want to run in your engine is a 5W40. I know that the stock fluid is like 10W30 or 5W30, whatever. Toss that out. The reason why you want to run a heavier weight fluid is because when you are on track and your oil temperatures are getting higher, you tend to burn more oil. So also when you are up in the high RPM band for prolonged periods of time, you tend to burn more oil. So with running a 40 weight oil, the thicker oil will offer more protection for all of your engine internals, plus it will not burn as quickly because it's not as thin and won't slip through your piston rings and all that stuff to get ate up. So you will have to top off your oil less. Also, if you are tracking your C5 or doing any type of spirited driving, you want to add an extra quart. GM recommends this. It is in the manual to add an extra quart if you are doing competitive driving. So I think the stock sump holds 6 quarts, so you'll be adding 7 quarts. Moving on to your transmission fluid. You want to run a good synthetic ATF in your T56. I know it's a manual, but it uses automatic transmission fluid. Don't ask me why. It's a T56 thing. That's just how GM gets down. But you want to run a synthetic ATF because your transmission will get hot and you don't want to throw any transmission codes or anything like that. Because if you're building a track car on a budget, you probably don't have any coolers yet, so you want to run the best fluid you can. And your differential, you want to run a 7590 or 75140 with additive for your LSD. So the differential fluid I run is the Redline 7590 GL5. That fluid comes with the transmission additive already, so I do not need to run any additional additives. It has been awesome. I've been running it ever since I got my car. But fluids are so important. They are the lifeline of your components. They are literally the blood in your components. Number 8, we're gonna address the valve train of the LS. All right, peep this, right? LS's, their stock valve train is not happy at prolonged RPM. So we are going to go step by step what you can do to make your valve train more reliable. We're going to start with the push rods. First off, you want to get thicker push rods. So I'm going to link in the description a set of one-piece push rods from BTR that are the stock length. 7.40 inch is the length. They are thicker, but they still fit with no modification. They are one piece, so they're stronger, and they made out of stronger material. The reason why you want thicker push rods is because when your push rods are going up and down at 6,000 RPMs, they actually flex, they bend a little bit. So with running a thicker push rod, you will flex less, so your valve train will be more precise. Number two, they are stronger, and the stock push rods are a multi-piece design with balls on the end that can break. So this is an added reliability. Number two, moving to your rockers, you want to invest in a TRUNION upgrade. So the stock bearings in your rockers are needle bearings. So what that means is there's small little needles in those bearings. So if you have a bearing failure, those needle bearings will go all throughout your engine, causing all types of damage. So to alleviate that, BTR, Summit Racing, and many other brands has come out with a TRUNION upgrade. So the TRUNION upgrade replaces it with a ball bearing TRUNION with snap rings on the side so that your bearings are not able to work themselves out of the rocker. Right? Moving on down, valve springs. Replace your valve springs. They are known to break. If you are beating on your car heavily, you definitely want to change these about every season. That might be it. Well, if it's like a crazy track car, every season, but you know, if it sees occasional track use, I would say every 2 years at least. At least that's what I've been doing. So you have several different options, but what I have found most people run for mild setups is the GM Performance Blue valve springs. They're about $70. Those are what I was running in mine, but I have since upgraded, since I did a cam swap, to the Pack Performance 1218 Beehive valve springs. So got you, link those in the description. While you are doing your valve springs, you might as well do your valve seals too. Comp Cam has the one piece of valve seal design that are an upgrade over the two-piece stock design, which are worth doing while you are there. One last mod that we're going to do while you're in your valve train and you got your valve covers off are your valve locks, commonly overlooked. So the stock valve locks are a stamped steel. So the reason why you want to upgrade those is because they can break under high RPM use conditions. So the machine valve locks are made out of a stronger material, and because they are machined out of a solid piece of steel, they are stronger. So they are worth doing while you are also in there. You can do titanium retainers, but I do not think it's necessary because titanium wears faster than steel and the stock ones are just fine. Moving on. Number 9, you should lower your car on your stock bolt. So the stock C5 actually from the factory has adjustable suspension, and you are able to lower it, I think, an inch, inch and a half on your factory lowering bolts. There's many videos, there's many how-tos on the forums on how to do this, but lowering the vehicle will give it a better center of gravity, will make it feel more responsive on the road, will promote less body roll, and it's a free mod. So how can you complain about that? Number 10, very often overlooked. You need a good alignment. So in order for your car to handle at its maximal potential, it actually needs negative camber in the front and the rear. The reason why is when you are, let's say, taking a right-hand corner, right, and those G's are being exhibited, the car will roll, okay? So let's imagine this is my tire, right? As you can see, it has negative camber, right? So when the car rolls like that into the corner, your contact patch actually will touch all of the pavement, giving you more grip. So we're rolling straight, we're going into the corner, bam, the body rolls and the tire becomes flat with the ground. That's why we run negative camber. So you want to get with a good shop that knows how to do street track alignments, or you can look it up. PDAF has a good guide also on how to set up your alignment, which they are what I use to set mine up. I'm running negative 3 degrees camber in the front, 0 toe, negative 2.2 degrees camber in the rear, and I think 1/8 of toe out in the rear. So those are my specs, but every car responds different depending on the mods you've done. So take it for what it is. The best thing to do is use it as a baseline, but testing and tuning to see what works best for you. So the last thing, but perhaps the most important above all of this, is driver education. You have to have driver mod. You can go out and buy the most expensive parts in the world, the best performing stuff, but until you actually learn how to drive your car to the limit, it makes no difference. So definitely think about getting some driver's training. I know I plan to this season because my car's limit is miles above what I can do. And honestly, I just enjoy the modding process. So, you know, that's okay. I'm gonna pick up the driver skill, but that's definitely one thing you want to consider. But if you made it with me this far and you enjoyed the video, do a brother a solid. Help me out. Hit that like button. Then go over to that other side of the screen, right? Hit that subscribe button. But wait, stay there for a second. Hit that notification bell for it, brother. Just so you can get all of the updates. I appreciate you rocking with me for this long, man. I hope this video was informative to you, and I hope that you have fun tracking your vet or driving it spirited. Do whatever you want to do. But man, and if you don't have a vet yet, pick it up. Do yourself a favor. This chassis, it legit does it all, man. It really legit does it all. But thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out.